Philosopher Marcus Aurelius once emphasized that our lives are images of our minds. That insight is one of the building blocks of this video, where we'll explore 11 things you should eliminate from your life to create space for growth and happiness. Before we begin, I hope that you are prepared for this meaningful journey, and don't forget to watch the end of the video, where the journey of learning and growth is waiting for you. The next few moments will be an opportunity for you to reflect deeply and understand yourself better. We believe that the lessons we are about to share will open your eyes and change your life. Habit number 1: negative and toxic. In a world full of complexity and pressure, negativity and toxicity have become the silent killers of our lives. Under the spell of worry about success and fear of failure, we often fail to realize that within the cloud of anxiety and self-imposition, negativity and toxicity are silently creeping in our minds and souls, destroying all desires and ambitions. Negativity and toxicity are not just a feeling of discouragement, but also an invisible entity, like a fierce storm that sweeps away all our beliefs and hopes. They are the source of pain and loss, the invisible darkness that covers the sun of hope and faith. In the world of Stoicism, negativity and toxicity are not just an adversary, but a more sophisticated enemy, more dangerous than any we have ever faced. Negativity and toxicity exist everywhere, from the people around us to ourselves. It is present in every negative word, every disrespectful action, and every unhealthy thought. It is a source of anxiety and insecurity, shattering our minds and sapping our self-confidence. When we don't know how to control and eliminate negativity and toxicity from our lives, they will spread like a borderless ocean, washing away all desires and ambitions. They make everything in life gloomy and unlivable, causing us to lose the ability to look positively and enjoy the best things in life. Therefore, in Marcus Aurelius's journey to pursue Stoicism, eliminating negativity and toxicity was an important step. It is not only about removing negative elements from life, but also about building a strong and bright soul, full of energy and hope. We need to learn how to control and master our minds, reject all negative thoughts, and focus on positive things, so that we can live a peaceful and happy life according to our own standards of Stoic philosophy. To eliminate negativity and toxicity from our lives, we need to face them strongly and decisively. This can include creating clear and inflexible boundaries, rejecting any negative outside influences, and protecting our soul from their intrusion. Furthermore, we need to build a positive mood and a strong soul by focusing on positive things, performing honest actions, and creating a healthy environment around us. By doing so, we can deal with negativity and toxicity and be freer to live a meaningful and happy life according to Stoic philosophy. They are not only sharp thorns in our path, but also silent killers, disguised as anxiety and insecurity. But in the world of Stoicism, we have the ability and power to remove them from our lives and create a life full of meaning and happiness, while finding freedom and peace in souls. If you find the information we provide useful, please don't forget to click the share button as well as subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue to create quality content and bring value to the community. Let's share knowledge and experiences together to improve ourselves and the lives around us. Habit number 2: materialism is the result of the human thinking process, a school of philosophy. According to this view, matter exists completely independently of consciousness and is not affected by human consciousness. Materialism explains phenomena in the world by looking for material causes. In other words, matter is considered the fundamental cause of all movement in the world. According to materialism, Things and phenomena are always in a state of movement and interaction, influencing each other in a continuous way. This doctrine includes theories built on a materialist perspective in solving basic philosophical problems. We often easily fall into the trap of material things, placing faith in possession and inheritance. However, in Stoic philosophy, Marcus Aurelius taught us that the meaning of life does not lie in the things and possessions we own, but actually comes from within and from relationships with each other. Material things can bring temporary satisfaction, but they are never enough to completely fill and satisfy our souls. Under the pressure of a consumer society and material desires, we can easily get caught up in the vortex of endless possession and consumption. But it's important to remember that true satisfaction cannot be achieved through owning a lot of stuff, but actually comes from within, from the ability to accept and appreciate the things we already have. The paranoia that material things can satisfy all our needs and desires is just a trap that when we fall into it, we will feel more lonely and empty than ever. In this world full of advertising and noise, it is easy to fall for the image of success and happiness defined by wealth and material possessions. But Marcus Aurelius taught us that the true meaning of life is not material possession, but spiritual and intellectual development. In Stoic philosophy, we are reminded that the true meaning of life does not depend on peripheral things, but actually comes from the ability to understand and love. The meaning of life is not just about making a lot of money and owning a lot of stuff, but about building meaningful relationships and contributing to the community. The meaning of life lies in the ability to experience and share love, in connecting with those around you, and in performing actions that bring meaning and value to the world around you. To find meaning beyond material things, we need to take time to focus on the things that are truly important in our lives. This can include cherishing relationships with family and friends, growing spiritually and intellectually through learning and experience, and performing acts of charity and contributing to society. In addition, we also need to practice gratitude and enjoy the small things in daily life, instead of always seeking satisfaction from objects and possessions. By doing so, we can experience the true happiness and meaning of life, unbound by material limitations. Materialism can be an easy trap to fall into in modern life, but in Stoic philosophy, we are reminded that the true meaning of life does not lie in the objects and possessions we own property. Instead, true meaning comes from spiritual and intellectual growth, connection and love, and from contributing to the community. By finding meaning beyond material things, we can find true satisfaction and happiness in life. Habit number 3. Stop worrying about things you can't control. On your list of things to eliminate from your life, make a special place for the habit of comparing yourself to others. This is a subtle but extremely common trap, especially in modern society, where people constantly set their own standards or expectations based on what others are doing or having. But Marcus Aurelius's philosophy in Stoicism encourages us to focus on ourselves and our actions instead of stopping to compare with others. As we live in this extroverted world, constant comparison becomes an inevitable part of daily life. We compare our assets, social status, professional success, and even our appearance and personal life with others. However, this not only leads to stress and dissatisfaction with yourself, but also a loss of confidence and happiness. The philosophy of Stoicism teaches us that self-acceptance and happiness do not come from comparison with others, but from accepting ourselves and living a life true to our values. Marcus Aurelius asserted, "He who knows himself will never be defeated by another." The profound meaning of this sentence is that When we truly understand and accept ourselves, we will no longer feel threatened or self-conscious by comparison with others. Think of a life where each person accepts and loves themselves, not for what they have compared to others, but for the intrinsic qualities and values they bring. When we stop comparing ourselves to others, we can be freer, happier, and truly true to ourselves. Start your journey by stopping comparing to others and starting to believe in your own unique worth. Remember, everyone has a unique journey and a unique set of personal goals and dreams. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on growing and improving yourself in the best way possible. Learn from others and be inspired by their successes, but never base your standards on them. The most important thing is to always remember that you are on your own path, and every step you take is part of your journey. Habit number 4. Let go of worrying about the future. In life, we often spend too much time and energy worrying about the future. However, according to Marcus Aurelius, this not only wastes valuable time, but also weakens our mental health. On your list of things to eliminate from your life, put worrying about the future first on the list. When we spend too much time thinking and worrying about what might happen in the future, we are missing out on the opportunity to enjoy and experience life in the present. Instead of living in the past or future, the philosophy of Stoicism encourages us to focus on the present, on what is going on around us, and on how we can face and overcome challenges. Worrying about the future often leads to stress, anxiety, and fear of the unknown. However, Marcus Aurelius asserted that if you live in the present, you will never have to worry about the future. This sentence means that by living sincerely and enjoying the present, we can build a solid foundation for the future without having to worry about what might happen. Imagine a life where every day is a meaningful gift, where every moment is spent with confidence and happiness. That is the life we can create when we let go of worrying about the future and focusing on living the present with sincerity and joy. Life is not just about goals and plans for the future, but also about how we live and experience each day. Let go of worrying about the future and enjoy every moment of life. That is the valuable lesson that the philosophy of Stoicism and Marcus Aurelius wants us to learn from life. Habit number 5. Stop judging yourself according to other people's standards. Imagine you're a young writer who is passionate about writing, but always feels self-conscious when comparing yourself to famous authors. Every time you finish a story or an article, insecurity and low self-esteem flood your mind, making you feel that you are always inferior to them. This makes you lose faith in your abilities, feeling not good enough to continue pursuing your passion. In life, one of the biggest challenges we often face is evaluating ourselves based on other people's standards. This is a major obstacle to our personal growth and happiness, and according to the Stoicism philosophy adopted by Marcus Aurelius, it only leads to a loss of confidence and self-belief. When we constantly evaluate ourselves based on the standards set by others, we easily lose the ability to recognize and appreciate our own qualities and achievements. Instead of spending time and energy comparing and setting unnecessary standards, we should focus on growing and performing in our own way. Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't let anyone judge you. If they don't know what you are, then they don't deserve to judge you." The deeper meaning of this verse is that we should not let external standards govern or define our worth. We are the only ones who can determine our own worth. A life where each person is free and confident in expressing themselves is a life we can create when we stop evaluating ourselves according to other people's standards. Remember, you are a unique and valuable individual like no one else in this world. Respect and cherish yourself, and don't let anyone judge or determine your worth but yourself. That is the secret to living a meaningful and happy life according to the philosophy of Stoicism and the advice of Marcus Aurelius. We want to say thank you and congratulations for watching half of today's video. The fact that you are still here proves that you are completely ready for this journey. Pay attention to the remaining 6 habits of the 11 things you should eliminate from your life. Habit number 6. Free yourself from your harsh inner critic. One of the biggest challenges we often face is our harsh inner critic. This is a mental state in which we set unrealistic and unattainable standards for ourselves, leading to stress, low self-esteem, and anxiety about ourselves. A concrete example of being too hard on yourself could be when you set goals about your career and progress at work. Instead of acknowledging the successes you've achieved and evaluating yourself fairly, you always focus on the small mistakes and goals you haven't achieved, leading to anxiety and self-pity about your abilities. When we live in a state of harsh inner criticism, we easily fall into a negative spiral of self-blame and self-doubt. Instead of seeing and accepting ourselves with all of our strengths and weaknesses, we easily get caught up in comparisons to unrealistic and unattainable standards. Stoicism has taught us the importance of freeing ourselves from our inner critic. Instead of dwelling on negative thoughts about ourselves, we should focus on accepting and loving ourselves, as well as seeing the positive things in life. When we liberate ourselves and are less strict with ourselves, we can experience life more freely and happily. We will no longer be bound by unrealistic and unnecessary standards. Instead, we can live a life that is sincere with ourselves. That is the life we can create when we learn to accept and love ourselves fully and unconditionally. Remember, you are a unique and precious individual. No one can appreciate you more than yourself. Free yourself from your inner critic and be strict with yourself to lead a truly happy life. Habit number 7. Stop superstition in destiny. Stop superstition in destiny is one of the indispensable golden keys to helping your life become better. We have the right to believe in destiny, but we should never let that belief become an obsession, turning it into a superstition ingrained in the subconscious. What is superstition in destiny? Simply put, it means the belief that everything that happens around us is predetermined and that we have no control over it. Superstition in destiny can lead to a loss of self-determination and personal responsibility. And according to the philosophy of Stoicism, this does not reflect true understanding or freedom. When we are superstitious about destiny, we easily become slaves to negative thoughts and deny personal responsibility. This leads to us not actively creating and transforming our lives, but instead we are immersed in the concept of if destiny allows, becoming dependent on factors and circumstances outside scene. Instead of focusing on acceptance and overcoming, we look for reasons from outside things, causing ourselves to lose the power to change and grow. We have the ability to control our actions and reactions in every situation and should not place superstitious faith in destiny. Marcus Aurelius said, "We hold our own destiny, not the stars." The profound meaning of this sentence is that we can control our lives through our own actions, not through superstition in destiny. When we stop being superstitious about destiny, we open the door to freedom and autonomy in life. The first and only thing you should care about is how you change from today. It doesn't matter what your past was like. Remember, we are the only ones who can control and change our lives. Never let the words fate decide our fate. Let's stop being superstitious about destiny and start creating the life we deserve. That is the path that the philosophy of Stoicism and the advice of Marcus Aurelius lead us on. Habit number 8. Suppress material desires. Material desires not only cause us to lose peace and quiet in the soul, but also make us lose the ability to enjoy simple things and present moments. Instead of living a meaningful and happy life, we easily become slaves to material objects and comforts, losing the ability to understand and appreciate the true values of life. When we indulge in material desires, we put ourselves in a position of extreme weakness and dependence on unstable things. Property and material things can be lost at any time, and when we make them the center of our lives, we become vulnerable to being overwhelmed by anxiety and fear of an uncertain future. We need to recognize that true satisfaction comes from within, from accepting ourselves and finding joy in simple things like love, pleasure in work, and connect with others. This teaches us that happiness and prosperity do not come from possessing and accumulating material wealth, but from accepting and understanding ourselves, as well as living a sincere life with your own values. What matters is not what you have, but how you use what you have. Suppressing material desires is a mental process that we must go through to achieve freedom and peace of mind. To do this, we need to focus on intangible values such as love, contentment, and self-satisfaction instead of material accumulation and power. When we ground down, we open the door to true freedom and joy in life. We are no longer bound by material objects and comforts, but instead, we can enjoy the true values of life and experience happiness from within. By understanding and accepting ourselves, we can be freed from the temptation and stress of our current life. When we are no longer blindly pursuing material things, we open the door to understanding and appreciating intangible values and simple but meaningful moments of life. We learn that happiness does not come from possessing much, but from living a sincere and meaningful life. Habit number 9. Stop criticizing and condemning others. From small conversations to big arguments, this habit often appears without us even realizing it. Criticizing or commenting on others easily often leads to unwanted and unpredictable consequences. Judgments are often spoken carelessly, lacking accuracy and objectivity, because they are often based on a narrow perspective without considering other factors. As a result, this can create conflicts between them and others, causing unwanted negative effects. Stopping criticizing and condemning others is not only a simple action, but also an important step in building a meaningful and happy life. When we do this, we are showing respect and kindness to others, while also keeping ourselves in a positive and peaceful state of mind. One of the great benefits of stopping criticizing and condemning others is the improvement in relationships. When we no longer spend time and energy criticizing others, our relationships become more sincere and connected. We can create a supportive and encouraging environment where people feel free to be themselves without fear of criticism or condemnation. To help you understand and feel more deeply about the above issue, let's sit down and listen to a short story I will tell shortly. One day, a neighbor met Mr. Joseph to seek help with a difficult problem. Instead of criticizing or condemning, Mr. Joseph just sat and listened and provided the necessary support. This made the neighbors feel secure and grateful for the support they received from him. The story of Joseph emphasizes an important value. Stop criticizing and condemning others. Instead of finding fault or criticizing, we can focus on supporting and respecting each other, creating a stronger and more united community. As we continue on our journey, we should remember that ceasing to criticize and condemn others is not only an action, but also a philosophy of life. It's the understanding and compassion we can bring to the world around us, creating honest and deep relationships and helping us become the best versions of ourselves. Let compassion and respect guide all our actions. Take time to listen and understand, instead of criticizing and condemning. We don't know what others are going through, Understanding can be the key to opening the door to love and connection. Stoicism, we can create a life full of meaning and happiness, not only for ourselves, but also for everyone around us. Habit number 10. Promote understanding and respect. As a bridge between past and present, Marcus Aurelius's Stoicism continues to be a source of inspiration and guidance for us in facing challenges and difficulties. And in today's world, where understanding and respect are often lost amid the turbulence of life, we need this principle more than ever. Let's explore deeper together the meaning and importance of promoting understanding and respect in our everyday lives. First and foremost, promoting understanding is an integral part of becoming a better human being. Continuing to learn and research not only helps us better understand ourselves, but also about others and the world around us. In this way, we can develop wisdom and the ability to respond correctly to every situation that life presents. Take time to learn from people, but keep only the good things they have taught you. This highlights the role of learning and the absorption of information from the social environment and building an open and flexible mindset. Second, respect is the foundation of a peaceful and prosperous community. When we respect each other, we create a safe and supportive environment where everyone is encouraged to grow and succeed. This not only creates cohesion and consensus within the community, but also helps us create a spirit of harmony and cooperation. Respect for others is the most precious value we can give them. This advice affirms that respect is the basis of every good and lasting relationship. Third, promoting understanding and respect is not only so that we know more about each other, but also so that we know more about ourselves. In this way, we can develop deeper self-awareness and understanding, which in turn leads to personal growth and progress. Remember that to grasp yourself is to grasp the whole world. Let Marcus Aurelius's principles of understanding and respect be an encouragement to us on life's journey, and let us contribute together to create a better world for everybody. Habit number 11. Avoid lies and self-deception. The lesson, 11 Things You Should Quietly Eliminate from Your Life, clearly states a series of habits and methods by which we can eliminate toxic and unnecessary elements from our lives. Each habits offer insight into how we can live more meaningful and free lives. Among those habits, there is one especially important habit, an aspect of life that we often ignore, that is, avoiding lies and self-deception. This is not just simple advice, but a basic principle that we need to remember and follow to achieve true happiness. In a world where the blurring between right and wrong is becoming more common, maintaining honesty becomes an increasing challenge. However, honesty is not only a choice, but also a responsibility for each of us. Not only are we betraying ourselves when we lie, but we are also breaking the trust and confidence of those around us. Furthermore, lies and self-deception also create a vicious cycle of dissatisfaction and anxiety in the mind. When we live in dishonesty, we cannot achieve inner satisfaction and peace. Instead, we feel pressure and stress from keeping secrets and hiding the truth, which takes away the joy and freedom in life. To demonstrate sincerity and honesty, we need to take the time to understand the value and meaning of sincerity. We need to demonstrate honesty in the way we behave and in the way we speak, based on the principles and values in which we believe. Only when we live a sincere and honest life can we achieve the freedom and happiness we set out to achieve. Remember that honesty is not just an action, but a lifestyle. We need to listen and respect each other, treating everyone with respect and sincerity. Only by doing that can we create a world that everyone wants to live in. We have explored the principles of the philosophy of Stoicism as conveyed in 11 Things You Should Quietly Eliminate from Your Life. These principles are not just simple advice. but also powerful means to help us eliminate toxic and unnecessary elements from our lives. But for these tips to really work, we need the support and spread of the community. So, if you feel these habits are meaningful and want to share them with everyone, press the like, share and subscribe buttons to spread this message to as many people as possible. Together, we can build a sincere and positive community where everyone can work towards a more meaningful and happier life. Let's do this together and create a better world for ourselves and future generations. Thank you for joining us on this journey.